Make sure you log on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com, the official website of Doggie Diamonds. On there, you will find all the content you might have missed, as well as my stories on there, as well as all my social media as well. You can get in contact with me on there. I don't prefer you contact me on there, but if it's important business, they have a contact button that comes directly to my email, doggiediamondsnofilter.com. Also, I have some information that you might need. Have you heard about my $100 promo deal? If not, I'm going to give you some details really, really quick. Now, listen, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV as well as the Interlude TV. That's on the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the threads, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts. I could promote whatever you need on both of those platforms. But this is a reminder. This is for serious inquiries only. You must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products, whether it's your YouTube, your book, your movie, your club, whatever it is you're working on and you need to get your product in front of a lot of people's eyes, I can help you do that. Let's go. Yes. Yes. As you come into the building, hit the like button. Playback gang, what's up? You're not here with me right now, but I know you will be here later on. This is a very, very important show. I did this before, but I got to do it again. I got to bring an updated 2024 version. I think the last time I spoke on this was maybe 2020, 2019, but I'm going to do an updated version of it. I see EC in the building. King Michael Coy is in the building. 7 Resolution is in the building. Nate Jackson. Rashonda Greer, what's up? CEO Felcone, what's up? Good shit, man, what's up? Clout Chaser Olympics is in the building. That was the first person to comment tonight. Young Y'all is in the building. Bouye is in the building. Maxwell Trucking is always with us. Sexy 65 is in the building. El Matic, what's up? Nisa Shabazz, how are you? KOB Network, thank you for being the first person to set the super chat off. Talk Show the Visionary, how are you? Tiger, what's up? Tony WMS, what is up? Iceberg Slim, the big, real big Texas is in the building. Warren, how are you doing? Dag Nabbit, what's up? Where you been? Potent Pondering, what's up? Marcavius Kusar, what is up? Gigantic, what's up? Yes, I got your message earlier, Gigantic. I definitely got that. I see you. Yes, you are in the building. PMT79, what's up? Boogie Down Bronx in the building. One True Iceman, what's up? Terrence Forster, what's up? Yes, make sure you get them likes up. The likes is very, very important. As you hit the like button, other people will join us. Tisha Dotson, the first moderator, is in the building. I wasn't going to go live tonight, but you know what? I decided to because this is very, very important to me. Primo the Mover, what is going on? Yes, Clout Chaser Olympics. His first comment really summed up where I'm going with it tonight. So I don't want y'all to think in no way that this is the glorification of the streets or condoning the streets or even promoting the streets. But we just gonna have some real talk because I see a lot of fake, false narratives going out there. Mr. Q, how are you? Valley Forge, aka the headquarters, what's up? Darkmouth, what's up? Dartmouth, yeah, I said Darkmouth. What the hell is wrong with me? I want y'all to know I'm kind of blind. Looking at this computer all these years, I need glasses. So sometimes I be reading stuff and I can't see. And I got on shades right now. So y'all gotta pardon me, but I do the best I can for what I got. I don't want to wear no glasses. I don't want to put no glasses on. I just don't want to wear no glasses. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. You know what I do here. That's why y'all join me. You know why you watch me on the playback. If you can't join me live, you watch on the playback. Over here, I try to give you some logic, some real talk, and I try to be logical as possible to my ability, not the type of logic that these other dudes have, the logic that I know is going to get you to different levels. That's the logic that I deal with. So, yes. El Shalik Allah, peace to you. PA Me Enterprise, what's up? I see y'all entered the building. So yeah, man, I was watching an interview on Say Cheese, and it was Charleston White. You know, Charleston White is a regular on Say Cheese. I had a Charleston White interview on here as well. Make sure you check it out. And he was talking about, I think, a dude named Go Yayo, right? And they was talking about something about the streets and all that. And Charleston White said, the streets is a myth. I keep hearing that a lot. I think Troy Ave was the first person to coin the phrase, the streets is a myth. But I keep hearing that a lot. The streets is a myth. The streets is a myth. And I think people need to stop saying that. Various reasons. Because when you say the streets is a myth, you got people playing on the internet and people not playing in the streets. Because people think the streets is a myth, they coming on the internet, they trolling, they playing, they saying stuff, they calling people goofy, they talk about people kids, they playing with people pictures and all that. And then they think when they go on them streets, ain't no consequences or repercussions for playing with people because you think the streets is a myth. Streets ain't no myth. Streets is whooping ass out there. Streets got them morgues and them jails filled in them precincts. So you can keep saying the streets is the myth and the streets ain't real and this ain't real and that ain't real. So if it's not real, how do 45 people get bonged in Chicago? That's a myth? That's not real? You trying to tell me them little drill dudes in my town ain't bonging each other? They not in, some of them not in prison? That's not real? That's a myth? So many people in prison right now, that's a myth. From what? It's not from the internet, it's from the streets. So you got people talking and trolling and playing and think you're not going to get ran down on. Roland Martin on Twitter talking to people crazy, but when he got ran down on, he going to want to call the police. That's not no myth. Playing with people ain't no myth. When they run up on you, it ain't no myth. They right here in your face. And you can't, oh, man, it's just the internet. No, because some people be taking disrespect too far. And the streets don't give. It only take. So stop saying the streets is a myth. Oh, the streets ain't real. How is not real if people are getting bombed? If you go to Facebook, it's RIP all up and down your timeline. If you go to Twitter, it's RIP all up and down your timeline. If you go to Instagram, somebody's always posting a picture. People not passing away from natural causes. People getting hurt out here in the street. That's supposed to be a myth. It's not a myth. It's not a myth. So YSL, is it a myth? Is it a myth? So what they should be saying and how they should be putting it is the street code is a myth. Stop saying the streets is a myth. Say the street code is a myth. Put it in its proper context because y'all going to get somebody hurt. Put it in its proper context. The street code is a myth. Living up to the street code is a myth. Stop saying the streets is a myth. Because some y'all gonna get somebody hurt playing with somebody. I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody's not playing. The street code is a myth. Thinking you got to live up to the street code and think with the street mentality, that is a myth. That don't exist. Put it in its proper context. But saying the streets is a myth, how? How? Somebody getting bonged every day out there, robbed, smacked, all types of other stuff. That's not a myth. That's real. The streets take every day. Every day the streets take. Whether you in tell them in Philly that the streets is a myth. Tell them in Chicago the streets is a myth. Tell them in the Bronx. Tell them in Brooklyn it's a myth. You're supposed to say the street code is the myth. Trying to live up to something that doesn't exist is a myth. But when you keep saying the streets is a myth, the streets don't exist. How doesn't exist? If we seeing RICO cases, we seeing mass arrests, we seeing young dudes getting bodied, and y'all keep saying the streets is a myth. But it's always somebody playing on the internet that's saying that. The street code is a myth. Thinking you have to live a certain way. You have to carry yourself a certain way to uphold a street image and a street vernacular. That don't exist. That's a myth. That's stupid. That don't exist. Anybody trying to uphold this street code, oh, we out here, oh, snitches get stitches, all that is a myth because we seen people snitch. We seen people sneak dick each other girl behind their back. We seen everything that the street code was supposed to be about. We seen broken. So I agree with the street code being a myth because nobody uphold this fake street code. Say it in its proper context. Stop saying the streets is a myth because y'all gonna get somebody up. Straight like that. Y'all gonna get somebody up. Y'all gonna get somebody to walk up on the wrong person thinking that they playing, or you said something, you did something, and then you going to get yourself hurt. You're going to get yourself hurt. Now, well, when you're of a certain age, yeah, the street life is corny because you should have been digested that. You should already be on to a different thing. But I'm not going to let some of y'all say, oh, street life is this. No, because you have some people and you have to be patient with people. You was once a young dude too. So if somebody is 17, 18, 20 years old, I understand the mentality because when I was that age, you couldn't tell me nothing. The OGs was trying to tell us stuff. You didn't want to listen. And if you never was outside, just exit this conversation. Stop saying, oh, the street life ain't is corny, is whack. Yeah, when you get a certain age, yes. But when you young, that's all you know. Because of the stupid music. Because of the stupid movies. Because even rich guys are still promoting it like it's real, like it's a real thing. When you got a multimillionaire like Rick Ross saying the streets is back, and you have youth that aspire to be like Rick Ross based off his materialism and his success, that's what they're going to think with. So we're not talking about grown men. So yeah, when you're of a certain age and a certain responsibility, it is corny. We're talking about the youth. And that's one thing we never take into consideration when we do anything. We think, this is corny, this is whack. Like you never been a little dude before. You've been a little dude. What can anybody tell you? When you first go outside, that burner hit your palm, you catch your first lick, you got your first female. That's when you get open off that. And then you need people my age and the Rick Ross is telling you, nah, little homie, that ain't what it is. But if the big homies is putting packs in the little homies' hands, if the big multimillionaires are saying, oh, the streets is back, who do they have to look up to? You don't have no influence to say, oh, it's whack, it's corny, it's stupid. One of them little dudes will knock your head off you say that out there. Go out on your block and tell them, yo, y'all whack and y'all corny for being out here. I dare you. I dare you. These little dudes don't care. They just take it. They think it's GTA. You just gonna spawn back. So again, it's the people of influence that have to say that. It's people like myself with a platform that actually show and prove, because you got people who sit there and say, oh, the streets is dead, the street, and then go outside and get shot because they in the project yelling like an idiot. I do age-appropriate stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that stuff. I don't got nothing to do with that. I ain't out there. Don't want to be out there. I got too much business to handle. I go to and fro, point A to point B. I don't have time to hang out with no cups. I come out there sometimes, shake hands, tell everybody to be safe, and I keep it moving because I always got a destination. I don't have time to be out there. At one point, I had the time. I made the time to be stupid. Now, when you're responsible and you control and you're building an empire, you don't have time to do that. And I know what my purpose is. I know what I'm here to do. But it's a lot of misinformation because one minute dudes will be like, the streets is a myth, the streets is dead. Then they're talking about snitching. And who's a snitch? So hold on. Snitching is street talk. Gang stuff is street talk. That's why I don't talk about none of that stuff. That's why I don't cover nobody paperwork. I don't cover none of that because that is still dealing with that mentality that I know ain't going to get you nowhere. But I am elevated than that. Everybody is not where we're at. Although some of us might be a little advanced, everybody not where we at. All we can do is come to us and say, yo, boom, come over here. This is what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? That's all we could do. All we could do is show and prove via being successful. Yo, I didn't get this. I didn't get this whip from being a street dude. I didn't get this crib from being a street dude. But if you listen to the music, all the dudes act like they got what they got from hustling. They got what they got from beg, borrowing, and stealing. So that's the mentality. When you say, yo, I got this because I got good credit. I paid a lot of my bills. Yo, I established credit. You get what I'm saying? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Everybody, they got work on the block. Everybody still talking about how much coke they got and how they whipped the block, knowing that, come on, man, you got financed by, you know who financed you, cut it out. But saying, yo, the streets is a myth. The streets is dead. How? The street code. And I'm going to say this again for the dumbasses who's going to come in here. Listen, I'm not promoting the streets. I don't partake in that. Don't got nothing to do with that. But the streets is real. That white chalk is outside. Homicide police is outside. Detectives is outside. Narcs is outside. The alphabet boys is outside lurking, grabbing people up. So stop saying the streets is a myth. No, the street code that you think you got to uphold, that you think you got to be a part of, that is the mythical thing. And once you realize that the myth of the streets don't exist, it make you leave the streets because you in the streets and you thinking nobody gonna tell on me. We all gonna hold it down. Oh, really? Yo, he not gonna fuck my girl behind my back. Oh, really? He ain't gonna blast me in the back of my head when we run. Oh, really? All of that don't exist. But it happens though. And it's just wash, rinse, repeat. It happens. It's going to happen again. It's going to keep happening because you got millionaires trying to perpetuate a street image. That's why everybody's talking about, yo, welcome home, Big Meech. I mean, Big Meech, you know, welcome home when you pay your debt to society, but what has his image be? That's why you think, again, respect the 50 Cent and what he do. And I know y'all love him. I know he can't do no wrong in a lot of people's eyes. But that's why he just going to keep doing shows about dysfunction because that's what motherfuckers think we are. They just think we dysfunctional people who just like drug, crimes, and drama. And that's the moneymaker. That's why y'all on Facebook doing power and spoilers and BMF. And you can't wait. Oh, this episode was good. And truthfully, if you actually live that life, if you saw that life up close, firsthand, you don't want to see none of that no more. You don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see none of that drug stuff, and I don't want to see that. Do you know how comfortable you are when you know that you could go to sleep? I go to sleep. I know no police is running in here. No dudes is running in here. But when you in that life, you do not sleep comfortably. You are afraid for yourself and whoever's in that place with you, whether it's your crib, whether it's the trap, whether it's whatever. You do not sleep comfortably. Not comfortably, I sleep when I want to sleep. You know, so again, we have different voices. We have some people who want to tell you it's a myth, but they homeboy got killed out there. See, nobody talking about the hard times and the real time, because the funniest thing is that if you notice Everybody want to be calm, tame, and some other shit till you get them mad, and then they start tripping out and they start talking about how they'll pull up on you and do all this. It take a real disciplined man to walk away and say, yo, you know what? I don't even care about none of that stuff. I'm going to let it slide. I don't even care. Now, you know how much I get threatened on the internet every day? I get called goofy, clown. I never got called that shit in my life. In person, never. It's only on the internet. So it just is what it is. But I know them streets is real, and it's taking us. It's taking our youth, because our youth is so misguided, because the people that they have to look up to is misguiding them. Because again, nobody wants to listen to the person that's not materialistic, that don't got the money, cars, and the women. Why would you listen to somebody that's a square? Why would you listen to somebody that you look at as a sucker? We've been trained to listen to the people that get into the bag and ain't no joke, ain't nothing to play with. Why you think so many of these guys on the internet have this persona of they ain't no joke when we seen so many of them been victims? Right on the internet. But they want us to believe that they tough. We done seen dudes get bombed, ran down on, didn't want to fight. We done seen it all. But those be the main ones talking about toughness. When you of a certain age, you don't have to act tough. It ain't no act. You are what you are. And the toughest dude fights within himself, because he know he could go out there and be tough for you, or he could go home and be with his loved ones and his family. Because nobody gonna say, oh, yo, you was tough on he was tough on the internet. He did his thing, no. What's the consolation prize for that? What's the prize for that? I respect Charleston. I like Charleston's logic a lot. But I also know Charleston trolls and fucks with people. And then he's gonna call the cops. So how could you win against somebody that if you disagree with them and you want to get at them, you lose because you're going to jail? He telling you, you're going to jail. You just got to leave him alone. You don't agree with his opinion, just keep scrolling. Ain't nothing you could do but disagree. But somehow we choose, when we have disagreements, it always have to resort to violence. What? I'll do this to you. Listen, I ain't never had nobody come up to me and do nothing. And I'm telling you, y'all listen to these dudes on the internet, I'm going to end up fucking one of y'all up. Because y'all going to walk up to me listening to these punks and having them make you think I'm some punk. And you going to walk up to me, I'm going to put my hands on one of y'all. But I ain't never even dealt with that. Even the dudes who be talking that don't even want that smoke. They just like talking. Because when push come to shove, the streets is a myth. And 1 minute, they trying to act like they trying to educate you and pull you out. But then the next minute, they talking violence. See, I'm against violence. I'm against senseless violence. But when it makes sense, I whip your ass. I have no problem with that. But I don't walk around with that energy. I know the streets is real. It done took a lot of my friends. It took a lot of my friends. I done survived shit that people would hang up from. It took a lot of my friends. So I know the streets is real. But I'm not going to be like, it's a myth. It don't exist. The street code is a myth. Trying to uphold something that's a written rule by people who use it when it's convenient and don't want to follow it when it's convenient. The don't snitching. Who that come from? It come from the mob dudes. Who's the biggest snitches? And besides all that, snitches get celebrated. Snitches get movies made about them. You give me one snitch that didn't get a movie made about them. Shit, Nino Brown was a snitch. Whitey Bulger, Alpo, You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. They get movie. Donnie Brasco, they get movie. They get celebrated. So the best thing to do is just, if you got something you want to do out there, do it by your lonely. Because when it comes to upholding something, none of them are going to uphold it. They will give their mama up to save their ass. They will give their mama up, give their girl up. That's just where we at. That's where we at. All of them done told. So that's what the code that you're trying to uphold. I know you hear that, oh, murder the code, la coastla, no sla. And you following these bozos that don't even like you, and they trying to make you uphold something that they broke. The code is a myth because it's written, but it's conditional. That's when dudes start saying, I did what I had to do for me. What about the code? There is no code. That's the myth. There is no code. That is the myth. So if you're going to say the streets is a myth, put it in its proper context. Put it in its proper context. The street code is a myth. These babies is out there harming each other. These babies is out there losing their lives. Ain't no fucking myth. I don't know if you know about Kings County Hospital, or you know anything about Woodhull Hospital, or you ever seen these trauma units. That shit ain't no myth. You ever seen somebody get shot right in front of you? That shit ain't no myth. You ever seen somebody get cut, stabbed, beat the fuck? That's not no myth. That ain't no myth. It's happening every day. You watch the news? Shit ain't no myth. Playing with people the wrong way, it's consequences and repercussions. But they're saying it's a myth, and to the misguided youth, yeah, you go on the internet, you doing all this stuff, and then when you go outside and y'all bong each other, then y'all like, yeah, we gonna uphold the code. That code is a myth. People getting high, people smoking crack. That's not no myth. People getting bad pills. That's not no myth. Respectfully, Rich Homie Quan is deceased. Where did he get that from? The streets. The streets sold him something bad. That ain't no myth. That's not the internet. But you think it's not real because they say streets ain't real. So how come everybody dying? How has the internet claimed anybody's life? This can't claim your life. These can't claim your life. These claim your life. Eating them pills and doing all that shit gonna claim your life. Running around, sleeping with all types of people now, because I can't even say women. Just people. Anybody sleeping with anything with a hole, niggas is running it. That's real. That don't happen on the internet. The streets is a myth. AIDS is real. HIV is real. Chlamydia is real. Herpes is real. That's not on the internet. That's in the streets. But you think the code is, yo, never talk to you. I got a homeboy that every girl, I can't even say a homeboy, former homeboy, every girl I ever dealt with, this dude always try to holler at them. It's not a myth. People hating on you for years, it's not a myth. People seeing you and you feeling like, damn, I might have to get it on today. That's not a myth. The person at your job that report everything, that's not a myth. Taking that bus to and fro, that's not a myth. No, you got to understand why he uses that phrase. I just broke it down. And if you too slow, then you got to speed up because I can't slow down. The street code is a myth, but the streets is not a myth. Say it in its proper context. And because you can't understand, I don't got to understand no idiot. That's the problem. The streets are a myth. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. What an idiot. The streets are a myth. So, Mr. The streets are the myth. Who's killing people? Where's that happening at? Is that happening on the internet or is it happening in the streets? But you should know that though. It ain't about missing that part. You should know that. Say it in its proper context. That's the problem now. We lack context. We lack logic. We talk off emotion and we regurgitate what a dumbass nigga said and we keep saying that. Was the streets a myth when Banger passed away? Rest in peace to the bro. Was that a myth? Is that a myth? He didn't die of old age. He died in the streets. Respectfully, that's my bro. It's not no myth. Funerals ain't no myth. Wheelchairs ain't no myth. Losing limbs ain't no myth. That's in the streets. And they keep trying to push you. The streets is a myth. The streets is a myth. And our little homies out there dying away. Dying away. Going in the mountains, 15 years old, getting 30 years, and telling on everybody. Tony Angelo just said it. The Grim Reaper ain't no myth. And if you keep calling him, he eventually comes to collect. And that's Daryl Black Talk, Worldview. That's Sister Keisha that was here with me the other night. Fort Greene ain't no myth. That's my neck of the woods. It ain't never been a myth. Who's one of the most mythical figures that you heard of from Fort Greene? His name is Killer Ben. You think because he killed chickens? You think because he killed roaches? His name is Killer Ben. Murals on the wall. Ain't no myth. It ain't no myth. But us in power positions that got the voice to tell, we so busy trying to be like little guys, we scared to grow in age because somebody gonna call you old or you gonna be an old head. So we still want to act like little ass boys. You still drinking and drugging and popping pills and doing shit like little ass dudes when you a whole grown ass man. Streets unclaimed plenty of my friends. It wasn't no myth. I seen people in caskets that I'm never gonna see again. That shit ain't no motherfucking myth. That's real. The street code that you think you gotta uphold to stay out there, that's the problem. Because you think it's some code. You think you gonna go out there and it's the code. They ain't gonna break the code. You know, all these stupid ass cliches and saying, bro, before hoes, YOLO, you only live once. No, you only die once. I ain't seen nobody die and come back. You live every day. You only die once. Ain't no coming back from that. But you got a chance to live every day. And you got all these dummies and these dopes that y'all just obsessed with. Y'all just obsessed with ignorance. Y'all just obsessed with people that ain't gonna give you shit. Y'all just obsessed with it. You gravitate towards it. You gravitate towards somebody who's not going to give you anything, that they're going to tell you stuff that's going to have you with a stupid ass mentality. I don't have that for you. Sorry. And then think about this, right? They told me, they demonetized me because I talk about controversial topics. Not one time did I talk about any jail shit, gang shit, drug shit, paperwork. But how they motherfucking demonetize me? And everybody else run a gambit on stupid nigga shit. Think about that for a second. they demonetized because I talk about controversial topics. That's what they said. I've never got high in front of you. I don't drink. You never seen no half-naked women naked. You never seen none of that. What could I be talking about that's so troublesome to them? Really think about that. Why was it so important for them to say, nah, we got to take this away from him? Because look what he's talking about. If I never talked about none of that shit that was harmful to us. Just really think about that. Just really think about that. Just really think about that. I'm not talking about no religion. I'm not knocking nobody's religion. I'm just always saying, yo, that shit is stupid. And that's the problem. That's stupid. A lot of that shit is stupid. Yo, listen, if you really from where you say you from, yo, you so tired of that shit. Just really think about that. If you really from where you say you from, you tired of that shit. There's certain people you be like, oh, I know my place. This ain't my place. Oh, yo, come through. We about to drink. That ain't my place. I know what my purpose is. You know what your purpose is. You know your purpose might be for your family, your children. You ain't trying to lose nothing. It's a stupid shit. Because as you standing or you in a place with people you don't belong with, you're subjected to anything that goes down. If you're standing on a corner with them in the mythical streets and the police roll up and lock everybody else, guess who ass is going to? You on the mythical streets. You're on the mythical corner. You're on the mythical project benches. You in the mythical stoop. You in the mythical place. Because remember, it's a myth. Remember, it's a myth. It don't exist. You know, a myth is something made up that don't exist. Again, say it in its proper context. When they come to whoop everybody ass, digging everybody ass, digging everybody nuts for drugs because you hanging with the homies that you know hustle, but that's your family, that's your people. And you might want to sit out there, have a cold one with them or sip. When they come, guess who ass is going to? No stranger to thing, the mythical courthouse, the mythical DA, the mythical bullpen. Your ass is going too. That mythical bail. But this is a myth. And every day, somebody getting buried. Little dudes. Fathers. That just might have been outside. You're like, yo, he don't even be out here. Every time they see him, he with his kids. Yo, he always taking his kids to school. He always doing it. Then out of nowhere, this day, the mythical place that he was standing in, just kicking it with the homies, mythically passing through, drove through, seeing some of the, oh, yo, I'm going to spin the block. I'm going to come holler at y'all. He go out there. It go down. And then they start saying, yo, man, what happened to, man, the good ones? I thought it was a myth. How could it happen? How could it happen? So again, trying to uphold an image is a myth because nobody upholds the image. Half of these dudes that say they didn't tell, told. This is what it is. Some of the greatest gangsters told. If you didn't, fine. But nobody trying to uphold shit. You think dudes won't smash your chick? Like I said, I got somebody I grew up with. I don't care what caliber of woman she was. This nigga just obsessed with me. He'll just try to holler at them. That ain't breaking the code. That ain't the street code being broken. Your man waiting to catch you slipping and harm you and then act like he don't know what happened. That ain't the code. One for all for one. Yo, when I make it, yo, we all make it. Right. Right. That's all I see. Is dudes breaking a code that don't exist, but it don't exist when it's convenient. If you notice that. Yo, she threw it at me. I slid in her DM. Let me tell you something. Any of my homies that got a girl, wife, I don't follow them on social media. What the fuck we fraternizing for? We ain't got nothing to say. I don't even want to know you. Truthfully. I don't want no room for nothing. I don't leave no room for nothing. If it's not in reference to my family member, I don't care. We not sliding through, we not sliding each other DM, we not sharing, we not doing nothing. Always been like that. And if you break up with one of my homies, I broke up with you too. I only know you through him. That's just me though. And I sit here and uphold a code that don't even exist because it's not even a code sometimes. Sometimes it's just real and it's right. It's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. Yo, I hollered at a nigga baby moms. You don't understand this convo? Well, maybe I can't dumb it down for you. I'm sorry I'm not using a bunch of slang and cursing a lot. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you should go listen to people that could fit your intelligence level. Sometimes that's the problem. We at Z over here. Maybe you still count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you still A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Maybe that's how you still operate. The convo is cut and dry. A baby can understand it. Seriously. This shit is killing us, man. This fucking mentality is killing us. And not only is it killing us, when your little homie go outside, when your little brother go outside, some of you have 10-year-old children, 12-year-old children. That mythical shit is gonna get to them if you don't get to them. If you don't hold certain talks with them, it's gonna get to them because that has more influence than you. Because they see it on TV, they hear it in the music, and they see it on the internet. That shit is gonna get to them. So if you thinking that the streets is a myth, but he gotta take that train, and he know he not a part of this gang, how do you explain to him why they want to beat his ass every day or her and take the sneakers that you bought and take the jacket that you bought or take their beats or take their iPad or iPhone? How do you explain it to them if you saying the streets is a myth? How do you explain that? You got to keep it real. You tell them, no, it's real out there. It's real people that will hurt you and harm you. But don't ever think you got to fit in with them to uphold a code because all of them are going to break it. That's how you explain that. You stay away from them. They might be your friends. They might be your cousins. It might even be one of your brothers or sisters. Might even be one of your direct siblings. But you let the ones that don't want to participate and the ones you could reach, you reach them. You don't say the streets is a myth. Dumbass niggas with big platforms saying that. And you got these kids going out there thinking people playing, think they could go out there in them same streets and say SMD to each other. Say that to the wrong person. I bet you that'd be the last thing you said, because where do they say that at? On the internet. On the internet, they SMD. They playing Call of Duty, SMD. Fortnite, SMD. Twitch, SMD. In the comments, SMD. Oh, you glazing. Or all of this shit that y'all play, nobody's playing like that out there. Nobody's playing like that out there. See, on this, you can't be touched. Take some of that vocabulary that you got on the internet and go outside with that shit. I dare you. Say it to the right person. Say it to the right person. Tell the right person SMD. Tell them to talk about their mother. I dare you. Tell them how big you are. Tell them what you got on you. Talk about the mythical guns you got. Tell them that. I dare you. You gonna lose your kids? You either gonna bury them or visit them. So that's the issue. That shit is real. But the code of trying to fit in of something that doesn't exist, that is the myth. You tell your sons and daughters, what was you taught? Everybody ain't your friend. Wasn't you taught that? Wasn't you taught you don't listen to people? So if somebody tell you to jump off a bridge, you gonna jump? Wasn't you taught that? When did all of that stop? When did the good down-home upbringing that many of us was brought up on, when did that stop? And it still ring true even then, even now, it's still the same thing. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody don't want what's best for you. Stay away from that person that's a troublemaker. Wasn't you taught that? So when did the teaching stop? Why did you do that? Because such and such. Oh, if they tell you to jump off a bridge, you going to jump? You never heard that before? All of a sudden, everybody just too into themselves. They forgot the good down-home teaching that they was taught. You don't pass on oral traditions. You don't do that. I know you just too caught up in clanking drinks together. You too caught up soon as the camera come on to play in your hair. You too caught up being tough. You too caught up showing your sneakers. You too caught up being deviants on here. You too caught up in everything. Meanwhile, your offspring, meanwhile, your lineage is going out there in the mythical place, losing their life, giving up their life to the penitentiary, but you're too busy playing. Because that's a myth. Because you repeated, they heard you say that, but you didn't put it in its proper context. You didn't put it in its proper context. Now, I was afraid of my damn grandmother. Still am, but more respected because this is a woman who I saw sacrifice everything so I could have one meal. And do you know after she gave me that one meal, she had to do it all over again to see how she was going to feed me again later. How real that shit is? When you see people making meals out of nothing, go to the butcher and get a whole chicken or chicken backs, boiling the chicken backs in a pot and then putting rice in it, and you got chicken backs and rice just so you could get full. When you see that, you know it's real, but y'all worried about how fly your kids are. And you ask them how old they are, and they like, I'm green. They can't read, they can't write. They don't know what's going on. Thank you, Pocket Full of Dinero. Doing all they can so you can eat. You don't even see these babies eat oatmeal in the morning. You was eating oatmeal, right? You had oatmeal in the morning. Kids would be like, I don't like oatmeal, and you don't give it to them. I had oatmeal, farina, cream of wheat was my favorite. Pot of oatmeal was feeding everybody. You was getting a little dab of butter and a dab of sugar. Everybody was eating that. Now they got all types of elegant shit to eat. That's the problem. You forgot what morals was. So you don't raise your children with morals are. Because again, look at how you carry yourself on the fucking internet. Like idiots. You didn't have a choice. King Vitamins, Kicks, Kaboom. Shit said no frills on it. But you went to school with your belly full. You understand? So again, it ain't about us. It's about giving the generations after us a chance of telling them the truth. Stop listening to these rappers. They lying. They lying. They doing what they got to do for a check. Look at the Bronx Tale. You had C. You had Sonny. And C looked up to Sonny. His father was a bum-ass bus driver to him. But Sonny was getting that money. Sonny wasn't no joke. Sonny had the streets. C respected Sonny more than he did his father. And all his father was trying to do is tell him, watch how Sonny end up. I work hard to put food on the table. Yeah, I know Sonny took to you. I know Sonny is this. But watch how Sonny, and how did Sonny end up? So you'll watch a movie, know it all, but you don't even take the metaphors from the movie. A lot of movies be lessons. A lot of movies be lessons. And they be good lessons, but you like the violence of it. You remember that, but you don't remember the lesson. You ain't even get the lesson. It just went over your head. You don't even know what the hell going on. These young dudes out here playing. They don't understand who's giving them the guidance. The people with the big platforms, they sitting around playing. They comfortable. They eat good, but they eat off your ignorance. It's easy to say who not spending a block and who need to get at who. It's easy to sit there with Crocs on, your legs folded, and talk about Drake every episode. It's easy to sit there and get high and talk about and act like you give them. It's easy to do that shit. But as you say all that shit to people, they gotta go outside. They gotta go outside. And all the shit that you told them, that's not what they have to deal with. I respect academics because he built this platform, but look how he built this platform. He built his platform, even to this day, perpetuating who beefing with who going at who. That's how he built his platform, to this day. Probably never even had an arm wrestling match with anybody, but they'll tune in for him because he's going to give you everything. He talks about music too, music sales and all that. And like I said, I respect him because he built this platform, not how he built it, but the fact that he built it. It's not easy. But you expect him to put anything on the line? Because the minute shit get crazy, everybody will say, I ain't no street nigga. When it get thick, everybody, I'm not from the streets. I'm not a street nigga. But they done SMD'd people. They done balked. They done been disrespectful. When that Brown getting people, you see dudes get crazy, spicy. But then when they get crazy, they say what they not. Why wouldn't they have to be something if it didn't exist? Why would they say I'm not a street nigga? If the streets is a myth, what's the streets? It don't exist, so you ain't got to say you're not that, right? In my time, you SMD'd somebody, you was ready to kill or die. It just always was like that. Some places, it's still like that. You got women, the young ladies, are influenced to use their pubescent bodies already to solicit men. They ain't even developed. But that's what they role models is doing. And they role model was their mama. Because they mama role model is thoughts. And everybody want to get to it. But they don't tell you the horror stories in the streets, how everybody don't make it. Everybody wanted to be in the Diddy party. Everybody wanted to be here. Everybody wanted to be there. Now you see some of the same people saying how they was taken advantage of. Nah, I thought you tough, right? Don't cry now. Don't cry. Don't have no horror story. And I wanted to. No, you perpetuated the tough guy, a tough girl. You ain't having it. Now you a victim. See, this is what I'm saying. You got dudes who's super extra tough, but still play the victim role. Either you're a villain or a victim. But sometimes the villain was once a victim. But if you notice, when certain people get backed in the corner, you see that little kid come out of them. They start crying. He did this to me. Nah, you tough. You tough. This shit real. You tough. Don't try to be passive now and revert back to that childhood person, because the tough people and the tough thing that you want, you're not telling the little dudes what happens to them. You don't tell them streets going to take you. They're either going to take you to prison or they're going to take you to the morgue. And in that prison, all types of shit goes. Man, I don't tell you that. They act like they came out unscathed. Yeah, I was in this shit. I did 17. I had the phones. I had the house. I had a store. I was taking everybody's jewelry. They don't tell you nothing. Or they say the streets is a myth. It is. It is. So it ain't no myth. You ever stood over somebody and it's so surreal, and you looking at them like they sleep, but they dead. And it just don't hit you that you're never going to talk to them again or see them again. You heard they got shot in the head. But as you look at them, you don't see no traces of a bullet wound. They look okay. They just look asleep. What did that? Where they got taken from? The internet? It's the fucking streets. Stupid ass mentality that everybody trying to uphold. That's the streets. A code that don't exist. But that pavement, when you step outside and that hawk is out there, and you look at somebody the wrong way, or somebody look at you, or somebody just out on the prowl. Oh, you got a chain on? Let me get that. Oh, I like your watch. Let me get that. Let me get your phone. Let me get your sneakers. That's the streets. But I keep hearing people say, the streets is a myth. So how so many people dying? How so many people going to jail? I just want somebody to explain that to me. But we regurgitate stupid shit. We don't care about context. We don't care about really explaining and breaking it down. We just, YOLO, you only live once. Okay. So that means if YOLO, you only live once, that saying that, do what you want. Do what you want. Because, hey, you going to die anyway. What about when your fucking stupidity got somebody else hurt? Because you had the YOLO mentality and the person was with you and it wasn't even meant for them. It was meant for you. That's the fucking problem. We say the little dudes don't listen, right? We say, we try to talk to them, but they don't listen. Now, do you talk to them or do you talk at them? See, because I know how to get through the little dudes. First thing I do is I ask them, what's their grievances and what's their problems? What is bothering you? See, because I could say, this happened, that. You know how far removed they think we are from that life? They really think we're far removed. They really think unless you bust your ratty in front of them or do something heinous, they think you far removed from that. So what I do is I ask them, yo, what's your problem? What's going on with you? Listen to them. You've been their age, they never been yours. You have been their age, they've never been yours. You know what it's like to be a little dude, and if you was a true knucklehead, you know what it's like to be a little knucklehead. So it should be easy for you to speak the language of a little knucklehead because you could step back into the mentality of a knucklehead, but they can never step into the mentality of a grown-ass adult. You can go backwards mentally, but they can't come where you was at because only life experience and age will give them that. But you could revert, just like if you have a baby. You can say eat, you can say walk, you can say no. You ain't going to talk to a baby like a grown-up, and a baby ain't going to talk to you like a grown-up. So you could revert back to them. They can't come up to you. So all you do is say, little homie, little sis, what's going on? Listen to what they say. And I bet you it's something that you could give them a solution for. Nobody really want to be in the street. Nobody really want to hustle. Nobody really want to glorify that. But sometimes that's all you know. Remember the little bummy kid who was always begging for food, and then you find out his mother or father or somebody lived with his grandmother. He had mad siblings. His uncle was touching on. You find out stuff when you speak to people. But we the only people that know people, or we think we know people, but we don't even know people. We don't talk to people. We don't get to understand what's going on. We have to talk to the youth. We have to say, yo, what's going on? Yo, little homie, I see you don't even really want to hang with them. I got a little spot you could go to. You got all these niggas getting money. All these dudes getting money, flaunting their money. I made this off YouTube. I got this. What they doing for the youth? But they quick to tell the youth what not to do. But they don't have no alternatives. And anybody who sit there and tell you, I don't do nothing for kids because I got my kids to worry about, then don't tell nobody what to do with their kids if you're not going to help them. Period. Period. How dare you tell somebody what to do with their children if you can't help them and assist them? Everybody don't got it. Everybody don't get to sit here like we do and make six figures. Everybody don't got it like that. When I had a youth group, it was for the parents. The parents ain't want to come, so we just took the kids. Yo, you know what? Y'all don't got to come. Matter of fact, let's get the little homies. Let's talk to the little homies. They want to sit here and talk about the youth this, and the youth, and the youth. But what healthy alternatives you got? What do you provide? Because we seem to know all the fucking problems, but what's the solution? Like I said, I just gave you a solution. Sometime ask them, yo, what's wrong? I bet you it'd be something so minute that you could say, nah, you don't even worry about that. That comes with the territory. It's so deep. Y'all know Tad is my first cousin. It's times, and all his children are grown besides his youngest daughter, but she's about to turn 18. It's times where his children have problems with him. They would call me. That's their father, but they know that's my first cousin, more like a brother. I'm always like their uncle more than their cousin. They would call me and sometimes complain about him, and I would have to talk to him. But this is what family do. When he couldn't provide certain things, they know to call me. Yo, I need this. All right, I got you. I'm going to send it to you right now. That's what this is all about. You don't tell them, yo, man, fuck out there. It's stupid. And anybody doing this is dumb. You know what it's like to tell somebody anybody doing something is dumb and everybody's doing it? And you don't offer them no choice. Anybody in the gang is stupid. So what happens when he go to school and this whole school is gang? It's gang, gang, gang. When he go outside, everybody is gang, gang, gang. You don't, what are you providing? How you think I got into the shit I was into? Because everybody was doing it. I wasn't a follower. But you also don't want to stick out like a sore thumb because it's a lot with that shit too. It's a lot to be the one that go against the grain. You got to be developmentally in that to be able to go against the grain and stand on it and say, this is how I am and I don't care what y'all think. This is me. Why you think I don't drink, smoke, do some of the shit dudes do? Because I could stand with confidence and say, yo, I don't have to do that. I rely on my talent for everything. I rely on my logic. I rely on my thoughts and my wisdom for everything. And my knowledge for everything. I don't need that. But I had to learn that. I had to come into that. I had to stop drinking because I once drank. And when you're youthful, you are mischievous. It just is what it is. It's your first time. Remember the first time we got drunk? We was by such and such. Come on, you remember when you did it. But then again, we forget that we was kids before. Respectfully, some ladies are reformed hoes. Respectfully. You knew, looking back now, you're like, damn, I was wilding. I was having fun out there. Some women had a college life. Some dudes is out there smoking with everybody, drinking 40. You was doing that shit too. That's the streets. That's where we come from. That shit ain't no myth. That's where we come from. You was peer pressured into doing all kinds of shit because everybody was doing it. I ain't into this Venus versus Mars shit, so don't say really. So are men too. We don't even talk about that. You could bounce. I ain't even gonna talk to you. Because if I'm saying something about women, I just said something about men, but that's all you heard. So if you into the Venus versus Mars and women did this and men too, then you in the wrong place. I'm just be real with you. Try that shit with somebody else. How could a man be a hoe when he's encouraged to do that? That's a part of the streets. That's what I'm talking about. Biden, bitch, I don't care. I just ain't that guy for that. I ain't that dude. That's encouraged for men to be like that. That's a part of them streets that I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's encouraged erroneously. just like it's encouraged for the young ladies erroneously. That's why I said you look back and say, damn, I really did all that shit. That's them streets that people are saying are a myth. It's still happening today. It's men too, right? Anytime a man has slept with a lot of women, it's never been frowned upon. A man can't be called a hoe. It's never going to be looked at as a hoe. It's always been celebrated erroneously. It's not cool, but it always has. That's just the rules. But I guess you forget the rules because in this new age, in this new way, oh no, these people could be this, these people could be that. And see, look, now respectfully, now this is the problem. You think you watching me and you into all of this shit, that don't even count. It don't even count. Look at this. Bye. Bye to you. I don't even know you. But I bet you're pure. You was taught as a young girl. Keep your pants up and your skirt down. But when you go out in them streets, and even today, what is the encouragement? For ladies now, let's just be honest. What is the encouragement for ladies? Really think about that. You think you from fucking Egypt. So you lost anyway. I ain't that, don't do that with me, because I ain't that dude. I ain't one of these dudes. I don't got on no costume. I don't got none of that shit. And I don't give a fuck about you. Seriously. Shut up. Don't play that Venus versus Mars shit with me, because a lot of y'all chicks who be playing that conscious shit, y'all be the biggest hoes with your musty ass underarms too. Hairy ass underarms, hairy ass box, and hairy ass legs. So don't even play with me with that. It be a lot of y'all, because I done been in y'all circles and y'all let everybody smash. So don't even play with me with that. I done been around. I done seen it. Y'all the easiest kills. Easiest kills. All the dude gotta talk and you all up in his face. Oh, he's so intelligent, he could teach me something. Baby mother. Easiest kills. So don't even do that shit with me. I know. I know. You done had locks before. You done did all that shit thinking you easiest kills. Straight like that. Smoking. Eating mushrooms and shit. Don't even have me start. But that's the streets though. And that's a part of the manipulation that I was saying, because you got dudes who act like they're against the streets, but they have the fake ass street code because they think that they're bringing you up and they teaching you and giving you culture and all that shit. Nah, I like a little hair on the box too. But I'm just saying. I can't help but to be real. I don't know how to be fake, because I don't care about your box. You ain't doing nothing for me. I ain't trying to pander to you. Straight up. I don't care how much tea you drink, how much incense you burn. Shit, look at Erykah Badu. Look, Traveling Man said the shit at the same time. That's how, look at Traveling Man. We said it at the exact same time. That's why I love my true core audience. We so in tuned. We so in tuned. So in tuned. You could play that fake shit. And they ain't even about you. So could men too. How many young ladies was peer pressured and might have did a whole bunch of shit, and then you look back and say, that's them streets. That's the point I was making. That's the streets. That ain't no myth. Men too, right? Goddamn shame. And even, look, Brown Girl said it real. Even if a man did it too, if you know it's wrong, why do you want to be equal to that? Now, let me say something to y'all before I go. 6, 7 days. 6, 7 days, sometimes multiple times in the day, I say something about men and their errors. I think that men should be more responsible and more accountable for their ways and actions if you are a true man. Not a male because of your genitalia. Man because the way you carry yourself, your morals, values, and principles and mentality. You notice if you say something about a woman one time, never no accountability. Ain't no accountability. Now, what I said was plain as day. Like, you don't got no hoe ass friend. Maybe you the hoe friend. I don't know. See, because when we outside and we see all these chicks throwing it back and doing all this shit, who's that? Who's that with BBLs and scrubs on? Who's these gold diggers? Who's these dots on the gram? Who's that? You don't know that? You don't recognize them? Or you only care about what men is doing? So my job is not to tell women what to do. I need women to tell women to cut that shit out. So that's why I deal with men. But if I say something about a woman, here we go. Men too, right? Every day. I don't do that Venus versus Mars shit. A lot of ladies who watch me, a lot of ladies, my moderators, you notice, is all ladies. You know why? Besides the homie Big Ma. You know why? Because it's all women that I've conversed with and I respect. And I know that they're going to bring order to this chat room. That's why they're here. So if I didn't care about women, if I'm disrespectful to women, they would have been checked me. They'd have been said something to me. Or they would just leave. So don't get into your fucking, I don't know if you was around your cycle. I don't know. Don't do that shit with me because I don't care. I ain't trying to kick it to you. Shit. You ain't never support me. Bye. Listen. I ain't trying to keep you here. This shit is a shit show and a clown show. You could easily leave. You know how many, listen, I say this before I go too. This is important. You know how many women that don't watch me no more told me out of their mouth they don't watch me, they don't deal with me because I would not kick it to them. I didn't fall for the bait. That's some real shit. See, you can't throw no titties and ass at me and then I'm going to change who I am. Y'all better chill. Oh, I don't watch you no more. Why not? Because I'm this and I'm that. Oh, you got an ego. And how the fuck did I ever display an ego? An ego? Oh. Because I don't fall for the little shit that you could do with these weak-minded niggas. And you realize this shit is up here. The flesh ain't weak with me. The flesh ain't weak with me. You can't show me something and I be like, oh, I don't care. And if you show me some unsolicited shit, you know what happens to you. I just thought I'd put that out there. I don't watch you no more. I unsubscribed. Why? What the fuck did I do? Oh, you this and you that. Oh, I wasn't giving you attention because all these thirsty, deviant niggas think you're somebody special. Right. are special. Special ed. You could take that shit somewhere else. You could go thought on the gram. You could thought wherever you at. You could go to another chat room. They'll gladly take you. I don't care. Just being real. Since I've been here, I don't care. I ain't just start. This ain't my first rodeo. I don't care. I don't care. You can never lure me with anything. Seriously, you can't lure me with anything. You can't set no trap for me. It ain't gonna work. I don't care how pretty you think you are. I don't care how pretty. You might even be pretty. You might even be beautiful. But when you shake your head, we hear the sound of a damn pebble. But I'm telling you what I was told. You remember how some of them used to be in here? I ain't take the bait. I ain't going to. We here to talk real shit. This ain't nobody getting no special treatment. It ain't no, oh, I'm here for you and shout out to such and such. Aruba 927, I know from the flesh, my neighborhood. Seriously. Known so long, I don't even know when I met her. I might have known her before she had her first son. From the neighborhood. So they'll be in here and they don't get what they want from me. They just bounce because they chat room whores. A lot of them, I'm telling you. You'll see them in another chat room. Gassing the person and making a person. That's why some of these dudes on YouTube think they somebody. Listen, man, when I go out in the mythical streets, the aura is on 1 billion. I don't have to play the internet games. That's why I don't be thirsty. I don't take selfies. I don't do none of that shit. I am who I am. I've always been this. Straight like that. I know her brothers. I knew her baby father. Like, seriously, from my hood. Seriously. So all of this getting on the internet and thinking you somebody special because you got a chat room and you think you fly, I wear the same black shirt every day in the motherfucking hat. I alternate my hats. Not the same black shirt because I got like 50 like Gargamel. But I don't care. Man, listen, man. It is what it is. But soon as I don't give certain people attention, I don't watch you no more. So, why? I said something wrong? No, because you, all right. Chick think we in a fucking relationship or some shit because you be in the chat. And then I see you with bozos and you watching bozos and nah, I don't want you watching me then. Anyway, let me get the hell up out of here. I'm telling you, I got Gargamel had the same shit, man. That nigga had on a motherfucking t-shirt with a goddamn Band-Aid on it. He had a turtleneck. He had a long sleeve turtleneck dress with a Band-Aid on it. He rocked that shit every day. Seriously, Gargamel rocked that shit every day. Long sleeve turtleneck dress with a goddamn Band-Aid on it. One jib, George Jefferson, and every day he was on bullshit. So this is what happened when you got punks, late bloomers, dudes who never really got nothing. That's why they on YouTube and these places thinking they fly. That's why they keep touching their glasses and have all these outfits. Come on, man, I'm going to get the same attention and more with a damn black tee on and a hat. You think I'm going to get dressed to sit in front of a camera? I heard dudes say, no, girls said they want to see me dress. When the fuck we start listening to chicks? Don't you got a girl? Don't you got a wife? So you worried about what girls say on the internet? Not I. Do what the fuck I want. I march to the beat of my own drum. Always. Always. They niggas be having wives and girls and kids everywhere. And the ladies said, ladies you don't know was able to influence you, but your fucking wife can't even get you to sweep? Right. Niggas trying to get girls off the internet. Fuck out of here. Come on, man. When we go out in the mythical streets, you are what you are. Like I said, the aura is what it is. We ain't got to front. We ain't going to front for the internet. We ain't never going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been who I was as a baby. Like, this shit is what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you get around certain people, you know when you're around somebody special. That's how real that is. You know when you see me on the street, I don't got no shades on. Sometimes I don't even have a hat on. Got a fucking front for the internet because girls said. The ladies said, oh, you think you a fucking sex symbol now? How you gonna be a sex symbol for ladies? And you suck dick.